Good morning to everyone in the US. Good afternoon to those connecting from Europe, and a very good evening if you're connecting late from Asia. I'm Eric Law, and I lead a worldwide sales organization for the NETGEAR Enterprise business unit. I'm here to give you a very warm welcome and super excited about the session that we have planned for you today. So I'm super proud here. I'm with Pramod Bajate, who is the president of the Enterprise business unit at NETGEAR, and Thomas Schwab, who is our worldwide channel chief. And we're going to run through a session today. We want to get straight to the point as much as we can. And I'll hand over to Pramod Bajate, who will give us his rundown of what's happening with us.
Hello, everyone. Our mission as a company and our purpose as a business unit is powering extraordinary experiences. We have two pillars of the business, if you will, two segments of the market we serve. NETGEAR AV is where we build solutions in enabling the AV market, the AV over IP market. And NETGEAR Enterprise is where we serve small and medium enterprises for distributed enterprises, retail, hospitality, education, and so on. I'll jump right in each of these segments of the market. So let's start with NETGEAR AV. And the challenge in this business, which many of you appreciate, is that the way the ecosystem works doesn't always work well together. And sometimes the expertise of the people who are installing the networks is not strong on the IP side. So our mission is very simple. We want to make complex AV deployments plug and play. And last but not the least, we have deep expertise of AV or IP professionals that can support you pre-sales as well as post-sales. So really proud of what the team has accomplished here. So we are backed by a very extensive portfolio of AV or IP switches of various form factors. The one thing which the team realized early on is there was a dearth of knowledge in terms of IP expertise in this area, in terms of how AV or IP works together. It's not the same as deploying a traditional IP network. As a proof point of all the work that the team has done thus far, this is from Eric Snyder. Some of you who come from the AV world probably are aware of him. He actually went through the exercise of analyzing what his savings are after he moved to NETGEAR AV or IP compared to the network that he used before. He actually analyzed this on a per port basis, how much he saved. And his analysis was he cut the configuration time by 90%. This is actual dollars saved for him. So that was on the AV side of the world. The one thing which I learned, they have the same challenges in terms of their businesses depend on having a mission critical, reliable network, right? They have the same challenge, but they have limited IT capacity. Very often they depend on MSPs to manage their network. Their budgets are tighter, so they need to make sure that the dollar goes further than the normal spend. They have the same security. In fact, they have a bigger risk from a security vulnerability point of view because they don't have that IT network defending them. So it felt like the traditional networks that I built before were not serving these customers because they were built for larger enterprises. They were not built for being managed by MSPs in all cases, and they were too expensive and had complexity where this segment didn't need. So you either had that choice, or you had to go with do-it-yourself networks where products were not reliable, they were not well integrated, they were not integrated with MSPs, which meant more work for partners such as you, or they were not backed by that support that you need when things don't go well. So our mission that we set out to do was to make sure that we were building products and solutions which had enterprise level reliability, that had enterprise level security, enterprise level support, and yet they were simplified for SME level simplicity. They were simplified for being able to serve your customers through partners such as you, through MSPs, and to make sure that our pricing was simple and just right? That made sense. We have an extensive line of switches. We have an extensive line of APs of all form factors and sizes. We have routing. We have NETGEAR Insight, which is for cloud management. And we have even mobile Wi-Fi and cellular, which many companies don't have, that's integrated into our Insight management. And many of our partners use it for failover, for when you have a difficult to reach network, very often use that as your WAN link. And then recently we acquired XCM that allows us to offer an integrated security offering, both SASE for being able to serve hybrid workforce, as well as a firewall, which we are integrating in our pro routing network. So just a proof point of the type of customers we serve. Actually, this is a customer that frankly went with NETGEAR in the post-COVID days when they were actually with a larger vendor. And they had, like many of you appreciate, a supply chain crunch. They really couldn't, they had to deploy a school. They really couldn't find the gear that they wanted to deploy with their existing partner. So they said, what the heck, we'll try NETGEAR. So they deployed one school, and turned out their feedback was like, hey, you know what? NETGEAR solution works really well. So I have two slides to just talk about two product and solution level innovations which we're very excited about, and I want to give you a preview about what we are doing. A big part of our integration strategy of bringing together everything and making it easy and integrating with MSP networks is this platform called Insight. It's our cloud management platform. We thought it was important to have an integrated security solution for this small and medium enterprise. So XCM has a solution which is tailor-made for this segment of the market. It's integrated with MSP platforms like ConnectWise and Pax8 for PSA type of integration. We are in the process of integrating the firewall component with routing and the management component of that with Insight. So again, very excited about what this allows us to do overall. Just want to reflect back on this transformation. Like I said, I joined roughly about last year. And when we took on the business, the first thing we did was build a team. Number one was realizing that product vision, which involved investing a lot in software. So we did 2 acquisitions over the last year. I went from 0 to over 100 engineers, software engineers, and we have a lot more to be hiring this year. And they're all in the process of realizing that vision of building integrated platforms. So that's number one. A lot of investment went into that. The second thing, which was very clear, was we had to be partner friendly, and we want, our aspiration is to be the easiest business, easiest company to do business with. And that involved a lot of things. And one of which was this partner program. And so it's an exciting milestone in that journey, but there's a lot more to come. We're just getting started.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Pramod. And I think, the question we always get sometimes when we're talking to new partners, it's like, hey, NETGEAR, that's a consumer company, right? And I think that you can see from our vision and the portfolio that we have and the leadership that we have in some of these markets really is quite contrary to that, to that point of view. In fact, our B2B business is the largest segment of business within NETGEAR. So maybe ask you one question before I transition over to Thomas. So again, because I think people are looking at it through their point of view, like I'm an AV partner or I'm an enterprise networking partner. How are you managing both businesses with equal effort so that people feel from a product development standpoint and investment standpoint, and even from a partner perspective, that they're getting equal treatment and that we're a partner to rely on?
There's a lot of things which are common between these two, right? It may look like different businesses, but the switching technology that we have is the same that we use on the IT side. But on top of that, we do that extra effort of building in the AV integration. So I have a dedicated team on the AV side. Their mission is very clear that they want to make AV plug and play, but they are supported by underlying platform teams that are building Wi-Fi, that's building cloud management. And the reality is the AV and the IT world, in many cases, leverage technologies from each other. So as an example, a very important thing that many people from the AV side would appreciate is that security is very important. Securing AV network is very important. So that XCM integration that I talked about with firewall, we're going to integrate at the edge of an AV network so we can bring AV and IT together. So a lot of leverage between the two, but the mission of very dedicated teams, both on the sales side, on the SE side, as you know, and on the engineering side, is making sure that we have dedicated teams focused on making that AV thing successful while realizing that common technology is underneath.
And with that, I'm going to be very proud to introduce Thomas Schwab, also with a very interesting background, having been the channel chief at Ruckus, but having also been a president of a large systems integrator in the US. So he knows what it's like to work for both the manufacturer, the vendor, as well as that partner.
We're very excited. We're very excited about what we're doing here today. We're very excited about, as an entire business, where we're headed. And let me start with this. Right? Why NETGEAR? Why now? It's a bold new era. It's a bold new chapter, in our history. And Pramod did an excellent job of talking through much of this already. He did not really focus much on leadership, but I want to make sure I mention this. If you look across our leadership team, you'll see the business has instilled several new, very key leaders with an extensive enterprise background, right? And the whole idea here is our focus, not to certainly ignore anything that we've done in the past, but our focus is absolutely on growing enterprise. And you see that enterprise vision play out, certainly within our portfolio, absolutely with our go-to-market plans and our strategies, and with our continued investment. Don't just take our word for it, right? It's proven performance. You look across the industries, you'll see, time and time again, the accolades that we get. You look in the AV side. I mean, if you want to talk about an industry that really puts a great deal of tax and pressure on a backbone infrastructure, look no further than AV. And we are the most recommended, one of the most trusted names in AV over IP, launching into a new era with a brand new partner program with a focus on being additive, right? Additive to your business, not just another program So as Eric said, it's a partner success program, not just a partner program. It's all about your success. Your success comes first within our program. If you're not successful, then we're not successful. Let's make sure it's rewarding. I mean, certainly we want to make sure that we have the right products for the right industries and the right needs and solutions at the right price. We also need to make sure that there's ways in which we can make this whole engagement rewarding for you and certainly absolutely profitable. So we've had rewards and we've had programs that were potentially a little bit disparate. Bringing this together into one new NETGEAR Drive Partner Success Program meant to provide benefit and a place for all of our NETGEAR Enterprise partners. There's a place for all of our partners. Our focus is to first and foremost ensure that we are helping you sell you. I think that's what Eric really likes to say. It's all about helping you sell you. And I can't think of a better way to do that than to find ways to help you differentiate. So as we look to build the tiers, as we look to provide training and education and certification, it's all about helping you grow, helping you mature, and helping you differentiate. So you take a look at the tiers, what's most important to your customers? If I kind of draw back on my days of being in the channel, what was most important to my customers was my ability to provide them with services that mattered, right? So as we build the tiers within our program, as you'll see in a minute, those tiers are not based upon how much revenue you're doing with NETGEAR. That's probably not all that important to your customers. What's important to your customers is at different levels, what can this partner do for me? You know, so you'll see that we've built our tiers based upon the service capabilities that you possess. So that gives you the ability to differentiate. I need to feel good as a partner if I'm going to invest and you know, if I'm going to make sure that what I do propels me up into the next tier, that first of all, there's integrity there. They're not just giving these things away, that it really does mean something, that the tier, not only are there requirements to get there, but there's really true tangible benefits. And I know that if I bring a customer to you, that I'm going to be protected, right? It's my trusted customer. You're going to protect me. You're going to represent me well. And you're going to make sure that you go to market with me in a way that complements me. You know, certainly isn't in a threatening way, and it's very consistent. And as I said before, it's got to be rewarding, right? If I'm going to invest time, if I'm going to go to market with you, yes, up front, I better have good pricing, and yes, I better be able to have faith in the product line. But if I'm going to bring a lot of revenue your way, I want to see investment. So at our base level, we're calling it Ignite, right? And it's ideal for those you know, new or growing partners with us who are just starting out, right? Or maybe they're just at that transaction, you know, type relationship with us where, hey, look, you lead with us when you can. You've got access to service and self-sufficiency. You've got access to training and gear and product and collateral, which you'll see just a second. All of that's going to be available to you for the first time, you know, worldwide at the Ignite level. And as you go higher up into the stack, the next tier up we call Apex. And an Apex partner really has a focus for us as a professional services type partner. Those partners who have the ability to go sit in front of their customer and ascertain the need, right? Understand the problem or the pain or the plans, come back and design the right solution set, go back to that customer, win that deal, implement that deal with success, and then even be able to potentially provide them with a little bit of support, certainly on an ongoing basis after the sale. And then finally, our top tier within our program is what we're calling Apex MSP. The focus here being, of course, on managed services providers, those partners who have the ability not only to design and implement with quality and consistency, but those partners who also have the ability to provide proactive and reactive IT service management. Those that actually have maybe a dedicated team and a dedicated NOC and the software to be able to monitor and alert and react based upon SLA, you know, and severity and priority. The benefit summary. So here's what we will offer. So you'll see even at the base level, guys, that you've got access to a great deal of benefit. You will have access to a great many things, even within this phase one. You have access directly into our training, communications, you know, up to date and up to minute information that we're sharing. You'll have the ability to go in and create and submit your own deal regs. Even at this tier, you have the ability to request demo gear, proof of concept gear. And as I said before, all the various necessary marketing and additional collateral, as well as partner-based support. As you get up into the Apex level tier, the benefits become quite a bit more substantial, right? So if you look at that second grouping down, you'll see MDF is available here. And I'm going to talk about that in depth because I'm a very big believer in the power of MDF. It isn't just a cost of doing business for us. This is something that we want to ensure that you get this concept of this is a collaborative investment where we want to invest together with you in things that are mutually beneficial. And we truly believe that. So you'll see the details here in a second, but that's something we really want to highlight as we go into 2026, the ability to take advantage of that. VIP eligibility. So we're putting together what we think is a pretty clever program for VIP for all of you. So at this Apex tier, Apex MSP tier, the ability, as you're hitting goals and even hitting stretch goals, to be rewarded financially for achieving those goals. We want to do those things. We want to invest back in you as you invest in us. And certainly tiered pricing advantage. So, as we're rolling out, our everyday right pricing around the world, tiered pricing as well on top of that continues to give you that advantage as you get higher in the stack. We want to reward you with, yes, you have an everyday additional discount on top of that standard pricing. So that's obviously a very worthwhile benefit, there. And then some of the additional things, right? I'm a big believer in partner advisory forums. I want to hear from you. So we do those things all around the world. We'll do those multiple times a year. We want, our higher partners to participate in those types of things. We want to provide you with dedicated account management. We will execute and implement in the next phase a very elaborate, very comprehensive partner finder technology where we'll be able to highlight you and your capabilities as partners, as customers are looking for somebody to work with. As you get into the highest stack, the goal there is to ensure that we're working with you in ways that are really important, as you go to market and sell in volume, right? I mean, obviously we know that MSPs implement a great deal of as a service type solutions. Certainly, you also want to ensure that you're providing enhanced support, of course, for your end customers. We want to make sure you've got additional ability to sell SKUs where you are at the head of the stack there. Partner-led support SKUs. So a greater discount to sell support SKUs where your customers call you. All right, that's good for everybody, right? Because your customers are getting supported by somebody who knows them. You're likely the ones that implemented. Of course, you're the ones that are supporting them. They call you. You're familiar with their situation. You support them. And we support you in turn. Of course, you've got the ability to access, our advanced engineers, of course, to support you on the more critical issues. So that's a big deal, of course. We're supporting you and your ability to provide higher, more advanced support capabilities to your partners, and then volume pricing as well, as we go forward in this thing. So just to give you a bit of an insight into some of these pieces of functionality, our new portal, we are calling it our NETGEAR Drive Navigator portal. This is the type of thing that you will see, just a couple of quick screen grabs of the dashboard and the types of things available to you. But you'll see the idea here is all behind partner self-service. We want to make sure that partners at all levels have the ability to hop on here and gain access to what they really need at any time. So the ability to hop on and get access to the collateral or the training, the marketing material, certainly to be able to go in and register a deal, put the details in around that opportunity. You'll be able to track your compliance on a go-forward basis. So as you take additional training and classes and get certifications, you'll be able to track your compliance straight in this tool. You'll be able to, in the next phase, be able to go straight into MDF and put in a request for a new MDF consideration. And then once that's been completed, you'll be able to go straight in there to submit for reimbursement. You'll be able to track your VIP as well. And there's additional links to all of our other systems straight there within the dashboard that you'll be able to gain access to. Now, Pramod mentioned a bit about Academy, and he's absolutely right. We're all extremely proud of the training that Gus and his team have put together and made available to all of our partners worldwide. We have had an extensive amount of AV training out there available to our partners around the world. We've had a big focus over the past really 8 to 10 months on creating new enterprise networking training as well. So we're very, very proud to say if you go out to the Academy right now, you'll find three brand new courses, soon to be several more. One is the Enterprise Wired Switching Track. Very comprehensive, very advanced technical training. that you'll find there on our switch stack. You'll also find our wireless training available out there. You will also find advanced sales training out there as well. And as we go forward in the next 2 to 3 weeks, you'll find an additional track up there on the enterprise side for insight. And then over the next 6 to 8 weeks or so, you'll find on the AV side an AV3, an advanced AV training track as well. So you'll see that we're continuing to invest very heavily in training for you, for your sales folks, for your pre-sales folks, as well as for your engineers on both the AV side and on the enterprise networking side. We will have credentials that align with those. So you'll find that if you take the sales training, you'll have the ability to obtain sales certification. Same thing on the pre-sales side, as well as on the engineering side. And you take all 3 tracks on the enterprise side or all 3 tracks on the AV side, you'll become a certified NETGEAR engineer, either CNE or CNE AV. So I mentioned MDF. It's something we very strongly believe in, and this is something that's a big part of the benefits and rewards within our program. And you'll see that there'll be, at a minimum, these 6 different activities that we'll include as these are the possible opportunities for you to go and obtain collaborative funding, collaborative investment for the events or for the different opportunities that you want to go and execute. So we look very, very forward to working with you to support these types of things, to become involved and invested. And I think really, honestly, where this works best is if you're proactively planning for this with your account manager. All right, if you go onto our portal, which by the way, our portal is partners.netgear.com. For those of you who don't know that, I've got this a little bit later as well, but partners.netgear.com will take you to the ability to either log in if you have existing credentials on our old portal, or apply if you do not. As you go through the application process, our program agreement will come up, our T's and C's. You accept the T's and C's, you complete your onboarding. And folks, essentially that's what it takes to become an Ignite partner with NETGEAR. As you get up into Apex, the primary criteria that we have is going to be training and certification. So we're going to look for you to have 2 folks go through the sales training that we have available, 2 folks go through the pre-sales training that we will have available in the coming weeks, and 2 folks go through the technical training. That's either on the AV side or on the enterprise networking side. Either way, is good. So once you go through that, we will also require references, customer references, and we're only going to require 2. As you get up into the MSP level, it's all of that, except that we're looking for 3 engineers to go through the AV or the enterprise networking training. And there's nothing really too crazy about this, guys. I mean, it's just a matter of us sitting down and talking with you and saying, hey, show us, help us understand, what do you do? Do you have an offering in place? Do you have the team that's dedicated? Do you have the tools to be able to monitor and execute? How do you do this? Do you have customers that would profess that this is working well? Do you have SLAs built in? Show us how you do it. So that is where we are. And so what I would now encourage all of you to do, which is a very strong recommendation, is please reach out to your account manager. As our partners lean in with us and they're focused on becoming trained and certified, and they're certainly leading with us and going to market with us, we absolutely want to recognize that, right? And we want to provide benefits in the form of tangible discounts. So you'll find that every day as you go to execute on your quotes, we want to increase the whole idea of run rate business and making it simple to get a quote and get it in front of your customers. Anybody who's gone through and completed the requirements as I showed, and again, this is all available out there on the portal for you to gain access to as it pertains to the requirements. We're happy to send this to you, but you go through the requirements and you complete the training and the certification from a sales, pre-sales, and engineering perspective. And essentially, those are the main points for you to gain that access. And again, as an AV integrator or a enterprise networking VAR, you'll have the ability to gain Apex regardless of your revenue. Because again, guys, we just don't believe, if we're focused on what's important to customers and helping you differentiate, we don't believe that tiers should be tied to revenue. To me, that's just counterintuitive. So you're focused on us, you're focused on investing, training, certification, and becoming knowledgeable about our solution set and being able to go to market with us.
How do we get started? People are going to say, okay, I'd love to be eligible for a VIP. I want to get going. I want to be some of the first partners that can come out and say I'm a NETGEAR Enterprise Apex partner as a way of differentiating. how do I get started? Like, if I want to turn around and get my organization going on this, like, what do I do?
Yeah. So as I said before, guys, couple ways to get started. Certainly reach out to your account manager if you have one. If you're an existing partner, you have an account manager, but that's the best place to start. Say, hey, let's sit down and figure this out. Get me in here and let's put a plan together to start obtaining my training or what have you. If you're new to us, if you're a new NETGEAR partner or you're considering working with us, as I said before, go to netgear.com/drive.
Okay. All right. So let me be even more explicit. Like, people, yeah, it's great. Go into the website. Like, we want your business. We want to work very hard for you. We want to be super responsive. Like, where can people go immediately? Like, I want to send a question and I want to get a response super quickly. Like, where can they send something?
Yeah, well, they've got the ability certainly just to send us an email directly to partnersuccess@netgear.com, or they can, as I said, go straight to netgear.com/drive. There is right there, there's the ability to contact us too. Signing up is quick and easy. I mean, it takes minutes, to go and sign up, and then you'll be contacted by an onboarding account manager who will then go through and get you initially on board. It certainly doesn't cost anything to do that. You get signed up, you're talking to an account manager, you're going to have access to all of the collateral, and then you can go forward and make decisions on your investment with us.
What's your email if they want to contact you directly?
Thomas.schwab@netgear.com.
Right. And mine's eric.law@netgear.com.
There was a question that Thomas, you can answer about. We mentioned account manager a few times, but there's a question like, hey, if I don't know who my account manager is, what should I do? I think it'll probably be best addressed in a wider forum. Like, what's the best thing people should do?
Yeah, I mean, certainly as you get signed up and you access the portal, you'll see right on the top of the portal who you are, what level your company is, and who your account manager is. That's right there on the portal itself. So you'll have direct access to who that individual is. And if you don't know and you don't have access to the portal and you're not sure who to contact, as we mentioned, certainly you can reach out to us at Partner Support.
I'm an integrator. I work with two disties. I have a deal registration opportunity. Like, I don't know who I may buy this from at the end from a distie. So can they register this under more than one distributor? Can they change the distributor for which the deal registration is associated with?
Yeah, great question. Yes to both answers, or to both questions. Sorry. First, go in and register it with the distie. And you could do two things. You could certainly just turn right back around and register it again with another distie, but that would be a lot of work, right? So submit it, with the initial distie in mind, and either in the notes or just reach out to your account manager and say, I want this to go to this other distie as well. Just work with your account manager to make sure they know that this needs to be competitive, that you need to get a couple different quotes back, and they have the ability to leverage more than one. So that's certainly not a problem.
Okay, excellent. Now, another question that came in, and this comes up typically in partner programs, like, it says, oh, I need this number of engineers for pre-sales, this number of engineers for post-sales. So are we talking like, can they be the same people, or do they need to be distinct, people? So the example here was, okay, I need 2 certified pre-sales engineers, and then I need 2 certified network engineers, right? So the network engineers are really the post-sales people. Are we talking about 4 individual unique people, or are we talking about 2 unique people that could carry both certifications?
Yeah, I mean, the engineering and the sales, we feel pretty strongly that those are separate people. So, your salespeople, we feel pretty strongly that those need to be sales, our account managers. From an engineering perspective, oftentimes, and I can even draw back from my time in the channel, right? Our engineers oftentimes are also our pre-sales folks. So I am fine from a pre-sales perspective and from an engineering perspective if those overlap.
I already have a technical guy on my team, so I'm assuming. So the AV technical certifications have already existed,
Yeah.
right? And so what happens now? Like, I don't know if this gentleman in particular is a AV partner or a enterprise networking partner, but let's assume that he's an AV partner. He already has some of these technical people that are certified because some of those certifications have already existed. So, like, what happens so that he becomes an Apex partner? And that leads to a question like, do I do the trainings and then call someone, or does this all come together and bam, bam, I'm now an Apex partner?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's something that I failed to mention, and I should have, because it's a bit of a broader topic too. Many of you have gone already and have been out and taken a lot of this training and completed it, AV1, AV2, what have you. And it would have been very common in the past to take that training and align it with your personal email address. So there's a lot of Gmails and Yahoos out there where people have gone and taken that training. Well, okay, so what we've done to allow for that, so you don't have to go create, and migrate or whatever. If you go into the Academy, there's a video that should be out there now. If not, it's going to be out there within the next couple of days, where Gus has created to say, hey, look, here's where you go to align your training with your company account. But essentially, you go into your profile at the very bottom. You'll find there's a portal email address, and you put in your company email. And we're going to strip off the domain and align your training and your certification with your company. That's the whole concept behind it. And to make it super simple, right? And because we're a strong believer in a number of things, not the least of which is the training should align with the individual, right? So as an engineer or a salesperson, the training follows you as an individual. And so we want to make sure that you have the ability to go and align that with your company. So if you've already taken it, we'll be continually pulling that information from our academy on an ongoing basis into our portal and keeping track from a compliance perspective, who's taken what and when. The training that you take will be valid for 3 years. That's first and foremost. Secondly, we're working with Massimo and the support team to find ways to implement technical groups, essentially, for lack of a better word, but essentially getting engineers together all around the world to participate in events that we will put together from an SE perspective, an engineer perspective, training, other lunch and learn type events, what have you, where they can earn points to continue their certification. We will implement those types of things into the next year. They're not there yet, but we will get there.
Will the GN S3 VM be released?
If the question was in the context of, I think I was maybe talking about Engage, and will we be able to have a virtual version to be able to do pre-configuration? What I can say is there is on our roadmap, it's going to be released soon. I saw the demo, the ability to be able to pre-configure your network, your AV networks to an offline configuration, so that when you go on site, you just connect the switch, it connects to and gets offline configuration and makes it even more plug and play.
Okay, excellent. And I think there's still questions coming in about again, the four engineer roles can be covered by 2 people. Okay, right? Is just to make that clear. I think
Or 3 engineer for the MSP can be covered by 3. Pre and post sale engineer can be 2 or 3, depending upon which level.
ePartner Success, all one word, at netgear.com, right? And we will pick up on these things. We definitely commit to you guys doing that. The question is, certification, all this stuff's online, like super easy. Like we're the company that's easy to do business with, right? So the training and the certification can all be done online. And just remember, like there is always with training, right? The world moves fast. Technology is changing super fast, right? There's a baseline training we want to make sure everybody has. But something that will be launched here early in the new year is something called the Network Connected Crew, right? Which is ongoing technical training. And how do distributors fit into this model? That's a good one.
We absolutely encourage our distributors and our distributor individuals to hop on, log in, and connect to the portal. There's absolutely no reason why they don't do that. They have access to all of our material. They have access to training. Certainly we want to make sure that we find new and exciting ways to invest in them.
So we use certain language here about partners or integrators or resellers or systems integrators, right? And I just want to emphasize all those are the same, right? We view a partnership with people that we're working together with customers, right? And I know in the AV space, that's going to be called an AV integrator. It could be a dealer in some cases if they're working in really small, smaller AV projects. We use the word reseller as well. Systems integrators, common on the enterprise networking side. MSP, right? So managed service provider, right? What we care about is partnership. The biggest benefit to a partner is having priority access to stock. But for him, availability has been the biggest challenges sometimes on projects. And that's a fair comment. I mean, that's not contemplated, just being straight, right? That's not contemplated within the partner program right now. We have used NETGEAR for 10+ years for education customers. Awesome. Thank you very much. So will education discounts still be available under this partner program?
We're very committed, to the education space. It's obviously an extremely large and very important, vertical for us. So, but yes, by all means, so discounts within education will absolutely be considered and are part of that standard process and will be taken into consideration in a very similar same way.
We've hired people that I would say are very well known in the education
Yes.
industry to help continue to open up state contracts to make it easier for you to conduct within the E-rate framework. So that's going to be a huge area of focus. What type of verticals are we going to be focusing on?
So I think we have the two anchors on the AV side. We have the Pro AV. We're going to go into broadcast, live events. There's a wide variety of verticals that we'll touch there, including UC conference rooms and stuff like that. On the IT side, the initial focus, while we can address and we are deployed in a wide variety of verticals, education, distributed enterprise, retail, hospitality, MDUs, targeted through MSPs is an initial focus for us.
Does NETGEAR training provide credits towards VIXA certs?
Yeah.
And the answer is yes. So most of our courses do offer a bunch of credits in those areas. Do quotes and project registrations for Apex members both go through the deal registration page on the portal?
If you're looking just to get a standard quote, you don't need to go through the portal for that, right? You can just work straight with your distie to get a standard quote. If you're looking for anything that has additional consideration for discounting to include deal reg, then yes, that would go through deal reg. But for a standard quote, you can just work straight with your distie. If you want consideration for deal reg, you log into the portal. Again, it's partners.netgear.com, and front center, right on the top, you'll see there's a deal reg widget, and you'll have the access to take a look at opportunities, deal regs that are in flight. Where are they in the approval process? Ones that have been approved or rejected, and certainly you have the ability right there to add a new one. So it's right front and center, right on the portal.
At first glance, I don't see anything about the education or other vertical market programs on the portal. Will you be posting documentation?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So no, we recognize that. So we know that we're a bit lacking not only in collateral when it comes to different vertical markets, but the education program itself and discounting all of that. Yes, look, that's forthcoming. Look for documentation posted out there ASAP. And if there's any question on that, obviously just reach out to your account manager. We'll make sure you're taken care of.
Does the BOM builder, so I assume he's referring to the BOM builder in the deal registration portal. Does that only exist for the deal registration process?
It's for deal reg. Yeah, that's primarily there for deal registration. Yes, that's what that's for.
Okay. What do people do if they want help building a BOM?
Oh yeah, certainly if there's any question at all about design implementation, the best person to reach out to is your account manager. Hopefully you know who that is. It says that on your homepage.
So basically, yeah, if you want to understand what the MSRP price is, the list price, go into the absolutely go into the portal. You can kind of start raising a deal registration. I'll give you a quick view on that. Right, your price based on being an Ignite partner or being an Apex partner comes straight from distribution, and they have your partner class in advance. Now, another question. I'm surprised this hasn't come in. Okay, so we had this. Different regions might have had different things, but I know in the U.S. they had this concept of a platinum partner. Like, what does that mean? And do I have an advantage at how do I transition from platinum to Apex? And do I have any advantages in the meantime for being a platinum partner?
That will be in place until the end of March, at which time compliance needs to be checked. So we do ask and we do want all of our partners to who want to participate at that higher tier within our program be compliant by the end of March.
We love to hear ideas. We love to hear things that need to be tweaked, how we can make things better, right? This is a new program. There's probably going to be a few things that, we tweak and iterate to make this work better and faster for you as partners. And as the president of NETGEAR Business, I'll let Pramod leave you with maybe 30 seconds to say goodbye and thank everybody.
I know we went long, so I really thank everyone for staying along and appreciate everyone listening in. Again, our commitment to you is we will continue. This is the first step, and if I know there was a lot of feedback on and questions. We'll make sure, please keep that coming. And our commitment is to make sure that we continue to work with you and being easiest to do business with. Thanks, Eric. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great close to the year. We look forward to partnering with you.
Thank you so much.